Blood is thicker than water. We've all heard it a million times before. We stand by our families through thick and thin, regardless of how horrible they are. How wrong is that? We can't choose our families. We're saddled with these people the day we're pushed forth from the womb. And still we're expected, regardless of their behavior, regardless of who they are as people, to stand by them and to love them and to let them treat us however they so please. And the thing is, the people we're supposed to be the closest with, our families, are often the ones that hurt us the most and disappoint us the most because they don't understand what they're doing. And because behavioral cycles, well, they're hard to break, apparently. We enable our families to continue to hurt us and to continue to disappoint us and to continue to misbehave, to continue to think that they can treat us in a fashion that isn't acceptable, which is why sometimes we have to take a step away. Heck, sometimes we even have to cut ties completely. I know that sounds harsh, and I know people the world over will throw their hands up in the air and just be like, "What? Family? It's the most important thing!" But you know what? As you get older, you get to choose your friends, and you get to select friends that become more like family, who will give you the things that you need without you asking for it or expecting it, who will treat you kindly, to be there when you fall and stumble to help pick you up instead of to point and laugh and pick out all your faults. I'm not saying that all families are unhealthy, I'm just talking about the ones that are, and the ones that you are involved in, where you are a key part of the cycle, where it's actually in your power to break it. Say you have a selfish younger sibling, and you've always had a selfish younger sibling, and you've always been the mothering figure to this selfish younger sibling. When the time comes that you're hurting and that you need help and that you need taken care of, your younger sibling isn't going to understand how to do that. And that, in the end, is going to hurt you because you're not going to have the support or the love or the compassion that you need, that you've shown to your selfish younger sibling. So how would you break this cycle? By taking a step back and recognizing the fact that you're expecting something from somebody else that they simply will not give you, that they don't know how to give you. So moving forward, I'm not saying you don't have a relationship with this sibling. I'm simply saying that you have to recognize that your relationship will never be the two-way street that you want it to be. If you're going to choose to be in a relationship with this sibling, then you have to recognize that it's going to be the way it's always been. I know that's not allowing for people to change, but a lot of the times, people don't change, and they certainly don't change if you don't give them the chance to change, which means that you can't enable them and you have to break the cycle. And if that means stepping away emotionally and physically to protect yourself, and if that means maybe cutting ties altogether, then so be it. Just because you share blood with somebody doesn't mean that they have to be in your life. It doesn't mean that you have to take care of them, that you have to be there for them. I know this might seem like an awful radical way of thinking, but as somebody who has had to distance themselves from family who are just not healthy for her, I can honestly say it doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a smart person because you're taking care of yourself. Essentially, at the end of the day, it's all about moving forward. And when you're trapped in an unhealthy cycle, you're not moving forward. You're just constantly going around in a circle, and you need to break it. You need to step away. You need to get out of it because it's all about moving forward. That's it for this week. Hopefully, I'll see you again next week for another edition of That Girl Tyson.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations, all hands man your battle stations.